In this video we're going to take an in-depth look at the crank housing and hammer section on the easy Petrol Post Driver and how to service it. Firstly, remove the air filter cover. Next, remove the throttle linkage, disconnect the earth lead. Take the machine handles off by removing the 4 Allen key bolts from the crank housing. Remove the crank housing from the engine by taking out the 6 screws which hold it in place. While stripped, remove any old grease from the gears which can be renewed later. Full service kits are available for all easy Petrol Post Driver products. Next, remove the adapter. Remove old grease from the driven gear. Remove the cast bottom housing from the crank housing. Use a copper or dead blow hammer to remove the 3rd hammer from the cast bottom housing. Remove the 2 pins from the hammer housing, knocking through with a punch. Remove the 2 O-rings, flat washer and the hammer. Next, remove the cover plate from the crank housing. Unscrew the crank pin, left hand thread, then remove all the internal components. At this stage, thoroughly clean all the machine assemblies. Replace all internal component O-rings supplied in the full service kit. Reinstall the internal machine components, greasing moving parts on assembly. When replacing any threaded parts, use a locking compound such as Bond Lock B243. Coat the outside of the crank with 6 to 8 mm of grease and reinstall the cover plate. Place a damper washer inside the crank housing. The narrow face slots inside the cylinder liner. Reassemble the hammer components using the new bolts supplied. Align the 2 flat faces of the 3rd hammer with holes in the hammer housing for the retaining dowel pins. Tap the pins into place. These can only be driven in from one direction. Reassemble the damper washer with its O-rings. The curved side faces the 3rd hammer, the flat face will be facing out. Carefully align the O-ring on the outside of the blue damper washer, then reinstall the cast bottom housing. Regrease the driven gear assembly. Next, apply liquid gasket such as Loctite B243 to the exposed face of the crank housing. Reinstall the engine and clutch housing to the crank assembly. Next, reinstall the adapter, again using Loctite on threaded screws. Refit the handle setup and engine controls. Check throttle operation and fit the air filter cover. Start up and test run the machine. So that's the service complete on the crank assembly and hammer sections. If you want to know how to service a Honda engine, we've done a separate video.